those Jew did the veneration of dead?
Yeah, they
You
believe
asked me
in
to insist for.
they believe that of the intercession. Yeah, they do believe that their figures pray, intercede, like Rachel and Elijah. Yes, they do believe that.
Rachel and Elijah. Okay, okay.
Prayers of Jews to angels and other intermediaries during the first centuries of the Common Era by Meir Bar Ilan. Yes. So here's an article where even the Jews believe that angels and holy figures pray and intercede. So yes. So here's the article for you too. You ready?
Okay, perfect.
All right. You got it now?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Any other? You said, was that it, or you had another one?
Last one, yeah.
Yes,
You
go ahead.
know, in Luke 16 to
19 to 31.
yeah, exactly. Does
Yeah.
that prove that Jews was believe in that in their
No, it doesn't
intercession?
prove
No.
that Jews believe that because that's Jesus saying it. So they'll say, well, that's Jesus. That's your New Testament. We don't believe it. It only tells me what Jesus taught and believed. In other words, to quote Jesus giving an example of the afterlife, for someone who doesn't accept the New Testament will tell you that was Jesus's viewpoint. You're going
Mm-hmm.
to have to show from other sources that Jesus is sharing the viewpoint of many Jews who believed the same thing at that time.
Okay.
And the one with what you're going to use is Second Maccabees 15 verses 11 to 17.
I think the intercession, praying,
Oh,
not praying for the dead because that's 12, Maccabee 12.
that's Second Maccabees 12, 39 to 45.
Yeah. But
Second
fifth,
Maccabees 15, 11 to 17 is about Judas Maccabees
uh-huh.
having a vision, a dream, where he says Onias, the high priest who was killed, and Jeremiah praying for, interceding for the Jews in Jerusalem. And because of the prayers of Jeremiah and Onias, God was going to deliver Jerusalem out of the hands of Antiochus and use Judas and his army to defeat them.
Okay.
Second
Okay,
Maccabees 15, 11 to 17. Why is that important? Because that's a Jewish book written by Jews before the time of Christ.
Okay.
So when you take
And
that into
yep.
consideration, then you see that what Jesus is sharing and teaching are some of the very things that some Jews believed at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Second
Okay.
Maccabees 15, 11 to 17, right?
Yeah, I got
Okay,
it.
now that shows you that what Jesus is sharing was something that there were Jews who believed, but not all Jews believed that, because you had the
Yeah, of course.
Sadducees who only
Yeah.
accepted 5 books of Moses and thought that's it, you die. There is no spirit, right? No angel,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I have read in that.
You'll see that in Acts 23, 6 to 9, what the Sadducees believed in contrast to the Pharisees.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
You guys are listening, right? You guys understand what his question is? Are these examples that the Jews before, during that time of Christ also believe that those who are righteous and pious, though dead, they're still alive and intercede? Yes. Second Maccabees 15, 11, 17. This is a Jewish book, right? Now, when the Lord mentions Abraham and the rich man, that now tells us that he's sharing a viewpoint that there were Jews who would have believed. But if you don't have Jewish sources to show that what Jesus is sharing is not simply something he taught by his own authority, but was common knowledge, then you can make a case. But here, let me show you the difference between Sadducees and Pharisees. You ready?
Yep.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Acts 23, verses 6 to 9. Acts 23, verses 6 to 9. You ready? But knowing that one group were Sadducees and the other Pharisees, Sadducees, Pharisees, Paul began crying out in the Sanhedrin, brothers, I am a Pharisee, a son of a Pharisee. I am on trial for the hope and resurrection of the dead. Because the Sadducees denied the resurrection. Now watch. As he said this, there was dissension between the Pharisees and the Sadducees. So now the Pharisees and Sadducees started debating among themselves, arguing with each other. And the assembly was divided. Why? For the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection, nor an angel, nor a spirit. But the Pharisees acknowledge them all. and there occurred a great outcry, and some of the scribes of the Pharisaic party stood up and began to argue heatedly, saying, "We find nothing wrong with this man." There's nothing wrong with Paul. Suppose a spirit or an angel has spoken to him. So what's the big deal? See, Paul, being brilliant, full with wisdom of the Holy Spirit, knew the differences of belief among Sadducees and Pharisees. And in saying he believed in the resurrection of the dead, which is the hope given to Israel, which the Sadducees denied, and then saying that I'm a Pharisee who believes like the Pharisees, there are spirits and angels in resurrection, he then got the Pharisees to take his side and defend him against the Sadducees. Hey, what's your problem with him? Okay, so an angel appeared to him. What's the big deal? So a spirit came and spoke to him. Now understand the implication if you're listening. Are you guys listening? If you caught it, let's see. Acts 23, 8-9. I want you to catch this. Let's see if you caught it. The Pharisees, who are Jews, of which Paul was one of. Pharisees, Jews. Paul was one of them. And Jesus confirms the Pharisees are right because Jesus believed the same things. And he should know he's God. Believed that an angel or a spirit could be sent to you. Watch. For the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection, nor an angel, nor a spirit. Now, notice, a spirit is not an angel here. An angel is not a spirit. Because the Sadducees denied angels and that we humans continue to exist as spirits apart from a body. Because when you die, that's it. You cease to be. The Pharisees, of which Paul was one, and which Paul believes, which Jesus confirmed, taught, no, you're more than a body, and when your body dies, your spirit leaves, and there are angels who can appear to you. Now watch their response. And there occurred a great outcry, and some of the scribes of the Pharisaic party stood up and began to argue heatedly, saying, we find nothing wrong with this man. Suppose a spirit or an angel has spoken to him. Now, do you see the difference? So what if a spirit or angel spoke to him? Now, they didn't just say an angel spoke to him. Maybe a spirit spoke to him. Who would the spirit be referring to here? Remember, spirit is not an angel. It says, suppose a spirit or an angel. So we know an angel would be Gabriel, and we know angels can appear. But he says, here it says, they have no problem if a spirit appeared to Paul or an angel. So what would a spirit be here?
Someone.
Speak louder, dude. I can't hear you.
Someone that have passed away.
You got it.
That is.
You caught it?
Yeah.
Do you guys understand what you're reading? If you're paying attention, not being distracted and wasting your time, may the Lord bless the numbers for his glory. Did you catch it?
Yes, sir.
There were Jews of which Paul belonged to and which Jesus confirmed as true that thought that the spirits of the dead are alive and could appear to people. Do you hear that, Protestants? The Sadducees are the ones who denied it, Protestants. And to prove that this is Jesus's viewpoint, so the Pharisees are right, because Jesus confirms they're right, Matthew 17:3, Moses and Elijah appeared. You got it?
Yeah.
So you take 2 Maccabees 15, verses 11 to 17, where Judas has a dream, said to be a vision. Onias, the priest who had died because he was killed, who's alive in conscience, and then Jeremiah the prophet, appearing as an older person, praying for the Jews on earth. And then Jeremiah gives him a sword saying, by this you'll conquer, to encourage him. God has given you the victory. Here you have proof that the spirits of the dead are alive, and the spirits of those who are close to God are aware of what's taking place to the people of God and are praying for them. And then now you have evidence that there were Jews who believed that, the Pharisees, but not the Sadducees.
Perfect.
You caught it?
Yeah.
That's how you make your case, mister.
And for Protestant in Luke 16:19-31.
No, they would believe that's the netherworld if they don't believe in soul sleep, but it has nothing to do with asking Abraham to pray for you.
Okay.
In point of fact, they'll say that Abraham could not intercede. Because when the man asked Abraham to intercede, Abraham refused.
Uh-huh.
So let's say no, his intercession was not accepted. And he did not intercede. Because when he said, ask Lazarus to dip his finger in this water to cool my tongue because I'm in torment in the flame, he said no. Or send someone from here to witness to my brethren, the 5 brothers, so they don't come here. He said no. They have Moses and the prophets. They have the scriptures. And that's what a prophet's going to say. See, Abraham pointed to the scriptures, sola scriptura.
Okay, well.
You
Okay,
see, because
perfect.
what did Abraham say to him? In Luke 16, 27, 31, when he says, send someone from here to warn my brothers so they don't come here, he said they have Moses and the prophets. Now, Moses and the prophets means their writings. They had the Hebrew scriptures, the Old Testament. And everything they need is in the scriptures. He goes, no, Abraham. But if someone comes here to them, they'll believe. And Abraham says, if they don't believe Moses and the prophets, they will not believe, even if someone will rise from the dead.
Okay,
So they'll tell you
perfect.
that's sola scriptura. So what are you going to do with that?
Yeah, I'm blocked.
You're what?
I blocked the stock.
See, that's the point. So why would you use that to show see Abraham's intercession when they'll say it's teaching the opposite point? Abraham's pointing you to the scriptures, sola scriptura. So that means you do what Abraham told you to do. Go to the scriptures and then find that those scriptures teach that the dead are alive, they are perfected, they are aware, and they are praying, interceding for us, and God can send them to appear. Like Matthew 17:3, Moses and Elijah. 2 Maccabees 15, 11 to 17. Acts 23, 8 to 9. See?
Yeah.
There
Okay,
you go.
perfect. Thank you very much, Sam.
I wouldn't use Luke 16 for the point that you're using it. See, Abraham's intercession. I'd use it for something different. How do I use Luke 16, 19 to 31? Okay, so how do you use Luke 16, 19 to 31 properly? Not the way you're using it. How do you use it properly?
That they're still alive, to prove that Abraham is not dead, but he's still alive.
Okay, and he's alive. That's number one. Lazarus is alive. And the rich man, he's alive. What else do you use it for?
He can talk.
Obviously, if they're alive, they're going to talk to one another. Now, if you go to Luke 16 and you had been watching my sessions, you would see that Abraham knows what took place after he left the earth, because he knows they have Moses and the prophets, but Moses and the prophets did not exist when Abraham died.
Okay, wow.
Wow, huh? How do you know Moses and the prophets came after him? And how do you know that their writings were on earth? Your brothers, they have Moses and the prophets. How do you know this?
Yeah, because he knows.
That's how you use it, hermano.
Gracias.
Okay, see? If you watch my series, I give you all these arguments. But you're killing me because I got to repeat myself over and over again. So I have high blood pressure, God forbid. Okay, did it help you now?
Yeah, a lot.
And then also, if you read the response, Luke 16, 25, he knew how the rich man lived on earth and how Lazarus lived. Because he says to him, Lazarus on earth received evil, but now he's at comfort. Whereas you enjoyed life and now you're being tormented. How do you know how they lived on earth?
Yeah, because he knows.
Oh, okay. I hope you got your answer, senor, hermano, primo, mijo.
Gracias, mano.
Okay, so that help you now?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay, buddy. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, brother.
That's perfect. Thank you very much. God bless.
Anytime. Now, when you make it in ministry using my arguments, then you're going to say, I don't know who Sam is. All right, brother.
Take care.
Laughing at me, make me feel worse. All right, buddy. God bless you.